Real quick, she's introduced me as a coach. I was also a United States Marine. I was also, I'm a husband twice now. The first one didn't work out so well. The Lord works in mysterious ways. I found my forever wife the second time. I'm a son, all right? I'm a brother, and all those things are things that I am and I do. But what most importantly defines me is that I'm a believing, Bible-believing Christian. And what I'm reminded of right now is that in Jeremiah 1:5, God says, before the world knew you, I knew you and created you in the womb. Before you were born, I set you apart. And so that's the idea that I want to come to you with today. Because, folks, whether you know it or not, you are created for a divine purpose. Amen. An uncommon purpose. And if you're not living an uncommon lifestyle, then you're not living. I don't want to be remembered as a football coach. I don't remember as a Marine. All those things will go and come to the past. Those are things that I've been used to do. And through those means, I hopefully have impacted people's lives and moved them closer to Jesus. Amen. That's how I'll be measured. So intentional living means giving up every day and deciding that I'm going to go out and use whatever venue I have to move people closer to Jesus, closer to God. You have to make a decision to do that, and if you're not, then quite honestly, it's not happening. So through my opportunity of being a Marine, being a coach, being a teacher, I've been able to stand in front of a lot of people. Billy Graham says that a coach can touch more lives in a year than most will touch an entire lifetime. But the fact be told is that you don't need to wear a title as a coach, a Marine, or anything to be able to impact people around you. You can be a banker, you can be a car salesman, you can do anything you want. It's what your intent and what you wake up in the morning to do will decide how you utilize that moment or what you're actually doing in this world of stuff that will dictate how much you're working someone closer to the kingdom of God. It's sad that we think that the things that we want is ultimately what becomes us or what defines us. Wow. So we go to a job. Why? Because we want a house. Well, you go to a job because you have an opportunity for a day to help someone find Jesus through what you do. And your job doesn't have to be something special, quote unquote, as a coach or as a mentor or as an American Ninja Warrior. If you don't realize that, then you're not living an intentional life and you're not living uncommonly great. I've been blessed to have a lot of great people come through my life. They have impacted me. And it's really wild to see it. The ones that impact me the most are the ones that are multiplying this vision in themselves. Gabe Stewart, the young man sits beside me, continuously blows me away because he's multiplying a vision. It's not us to change anyone's life. It's us to plant a seed. It's the good Lord's nurturing His love upon someone else to eventually help someone see the light and move closer to Him. But I know that I personally, just being a coach and the amount of people that I might see in a day or a year is not going to be significant enough to make a great impact on anybody. It's the fact that loving someone enough as God loved me and then them learning to love someone else is what we have to do. It's what we have to become. This community of people who love one, to love another, to love another. And right now, Gabe, who's going to speak to you guys and share a much better story than I can, is going to eloquently show the love that I had for him, that he had for me, has now been multiplied forward, and he's passing it along. Folks, that's intentional living. That's uncommon greatness. Because we could sit back and live as life would tell us to live. We could go out and work for that almighty dollar, and that house, that car, all those other things, all that stuff, and that becomes what we think we're here for. And you're never living a satisfied life. You're never living an unstoppable life. You're never living an uncommon life. So without any further ado, I present to you Mr. Gabe Stewart, American Ninja Warrior, someone who I love dearly, my friend, my brother, Gabe. Love you, buddy.
Sorry if I coughed. I'm a little under the weather. But that's Coach Sneade said, I'm going to share my story a little bit and tell you guys what I do now. So, I'm the youngest of 3 brothers. My mother raised us as best she could. But before I get into that, I believe my story starts before I was born. I was born in 1994, and my grandmother died in 1992. She was shot and murdered at her house by her boyfriend, and my mom and oldest brother walked into the murder scene and saw the blood against the walls. So if you fast forward, my mom and brother walked on that scene. If you fast forward, my mother ended up having a drug addiction, and my brother's in prison. So that traumatic effect trickled down to me. So we move from PG County, we moved to Calvert County in 6th grade. I go to Calvert Middle School, living life, playing basketball, and my brother gets arrested. The police came and got him. He was at a bar fight. He gets arrested, and then they match his fingerprints with the murder scene out in Baltimore, and he was locked up in 2007. He's still in prison now. My brother was my father figure. He taught me sports, he taught me how to fight, he taught me, everything that I thought I needed. So when I lost him, there was no man there to guide me. My other brother, the middle brother, he graduated high school, and he's kind of distant from the family, so he did his own thing. So now it's just me and my mother, about to finish 8th grade at Calvert Middle School, and we end up losing the house. My mother wasn't paying the bills, she was using the money for drugs. So we're now homeless, going into my freshman year of high school. I was supposed to go here, Calvert High, end up going to Huntingtown High School. And I remember we were living in this room above a garage. I'm not sure how my mother got it, but we were staying there, and there's no AC, no heat. There's just one room above a garage. And all I had was a mattress, a TV, and a DVD player. And we were living there while I was going to school, and I can cite word for word Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because that's the only DVD I had. So I watched that every night to go to sleep. Wow. So we're living there, going through it, and then, one day knocks on the door. The person who owned it said, I need some money. I said, I don't know where my mom is. I haven't seen her for 2 or 3 weeks. She said, I'm sorry, but you have to pack up your stuff and go. So freshman year, I'm on my own. I'm homeless. I'm couch surfing, staying at friends' house. I slept on a park bench, stayed at motel rooms. I'm just trying to survive. Fast forward, going into 10th grade year, I make varsity football. I meet Coach Sneade, and he's giving me all the guidance I ever need. I'm 14 years old, starting on a very good football team. We went to states that year, we lost. But I'm 14 years old, hanging with a bunch of seniors. So I got influenced in the wrong way. So this 14-year-old kid snorted his first pill, Percocet, at 14 years old, and it was just a roller coaster from there. I got addicted to Percocets, took over as an academic in this area, and I was one of the victims. So I'm addicted to Percocets all through high school. Playing football, I'm still a great athlete, and Coach Sneade's there. Even when I'm doing wrong, he's still there in my ear telling me I gotta do this, gotta do that. I'm not listening to him. All right, I'm still getting influenced. And the seniors graduate, they leave, and I'm a junior now, I'm hanging out with the new seniors, still doing the wrong things. And those guys leave, and now I'm a senior, and now I'm the big guy on campus. All-state cornerback, very good player, but I didn't have any opportunities. I had one opportunity to go to Stony Brook, but coaches can't lie. And my coach at the time, Coach Franks, told them that you don't want this kid, he's a troublemaker, which I was. So I graduated high school. But before I graduated, so I'm homeless. And Coach Sneade helped me out big time. I was staying on his couch. He was feeding me meals. He was making steaks, protein shakes. I'm living a life. So he was helping me out big time, but then he was constantly working to find me a permanent home. And I met with this family, the Moorhead Yost family. They knew nothing about me. My best friend at the time was dating their daughter, my now sister. And they knew my circumstance, and they said, if you ever need a place to stay one weekend, let us know. So one weekend came up, need a place to stay, stayed there that weekend. That Sunday, they sat me down in the garage and said, we want to take you in full time. No paperwork, no adoption, no signatures. They just took me in. They didn't even know I played football. They didn't know anything about me. So that family helped me. They got me through it. So they're my adopted family, even though it's nothing official. I call them Mama Jan and Josh. They got me through high school. Graduated high school. And like I said, my football opportunities weren't there. I was a regular old student at Bowie State for my first year, and life was boring. I had no purpose, I had no vision. I lost one of my best friends to a drug overdose, so I wasn't doing drugs at the time. So I got back with Coach Sneade. I told him all the wrong things I did in high school, and I said I need to play football. So me and Coach Sneade grinded every morning in that weight room. We got after it, and then I was granted a preferred walk-on at Shepherd University in West Virginia, D2, one of the best D2s. Nice. So I'm at Shepherd in West Virginia. Anybody from West Virginia? So I don't think I'll ever go back there. But I'm at Shepherd. I make the travel squad my freshman year of football. I'm playing every special teams, doing what I have to do, and then more trials and tribulations come on. My adopted father, all right, he has a Percocet issue now, and he's going to rehab in South Florida. So the family calls me and is like, hey, we're going to move to Florida. We need to get Josh out of this area. It's the best for him. You can stay at Shepherd or find a school down there. And I was 18 years old, so Florida it is. So I go to Florida. I get granted an opportunity to play Division I football at Jackson University. Always one of my dreams as a kid, and now it came to be. Learned many lessons at Jackson University, how to become a man, paid my own rent, worked at Pizza Hut, flipping pizzas to pay rent, did all that stuff, and ended up being a captain. So I ended up being the captain of my team my senior year. Like I said, learned many lessons. So all the trials and tribulations I went through, I graduated with a degree in social science and minor in coaching in December 2016. So I got that degree, had a connection down in South Florida. I started coaching at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, coaching football, helping out the special needs kids. And I'm working there just coaching and doing the support room. And then a lady by Sandy Davis comes to me and says, we're going to make you a history teacher. And I said, no, you're not. I don't know anything about history. So I kept ducking her. I'll see her in the hallway, I'll turn the other way, walk down the hallway. But she kept pressuring me. She catch me one time in the library. She's like, this will double your pay. I was like, no, I might try history out. So I become a history teacher a month into school. Like I said, I don't know anything about history, but there's curriculum out there the county gives. There's teachers pay teachers, all a bunch of resources. So I basically was learning world history again while teaching. Coached JV basketball, the track program there. Did not have a coach, and they were about to cancel the season. So all the athletes, they like me. I'm a 23-year-old, and they're like, please be our coach, please be our coach. I decided to take over the track program, and it was definitely a learning lesson. First time head coach, 23 years old, got to manage 125 track athletes. It was a struggle. But I got through it. We got to our first track meet, February 13th, 2018. Got through it, amazing time, beautiful pictures. Then February 14th happens. We walk into school and we have department meetings that morning. And our department heads let us know. They say, we don't know when it's going to happen, but we're going to do a code red drill, active shooter drill soon. We just don't know when. Go on throughout the school day, fire alarm goes off. I was on my playing period. I don't have a fourth period on silver days, so I was walking around school. I actually work in the building where the shooter and murdering happened, but I decided to walk and take a walk around school that day. It was beautiful outside. So I'm taking a walk, fire drill goes off, and then you hear a bang. And I'm thinking, okay, this is the drill they told us about this morning. And then it's just bang, 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 bang. It's going crazy. I look over at my building, students are crumbling over each other, running out the building. It's absolute mayhem because the fire drill went off, so kids are outside going to their stations, but now you have gunshots, now they're trying to run back. So you have all these kids out in the courtyard, and protocol says once your door is locked, keep it locked, which I understand. But if you know your student is right there outside the door, I believe you should open it, but that's my opinion. So there was a group of about 20, 30 kids just, I'm yelling, get back in the classroom. They're saying the teacher locked us out. So I take this group, I run down the hallway, turn the corner, tell them to duck. I'm running up and down the hallway, flashing my badge, trying to get somebody to open the door. The teacher finally opens the door, and I say, I got 20 kids, can you come in, give them the signal. They come in, get them in there. I make sure everything's clear. I looked out to see if I want to run. I decided to go to a room where all my track athletes were. Stayed there for 2.5 hours in that room. so I finally came and cleared it out. That was one of the most traumatizing experiences ever. Didn't know the gun was to turn the corner, anything like that, but I just reacted. There's no protocol, I don't think, it's just a reaction. So we're out of school for 2 weeks. That was February 14th. We come back February 28th, and then the school, this is my first year teaching, the school decides that I'm the perfect candidate to take a freshman class that saw their teacher get murdered. First day of school back, we start where we ended. We start with fourth period. I didn't have a fourth period. They gave me Scott Beagle's class, who was one of the teachers that died. And now I'm standing in front of a room of 30 freshmen who just saw their teacher die. And I don't know what to say. They promised me therapists, dogs, beanbags. I didn't have enough desks for the kids. All 30 kids showed up. It was the best day of attendance Stoneman Douglas ever had. So now I'm learning, that was a lesson I learned of how to help these kids grieve. I told them they've been through more than the average 30-year-old has been. Use this as motivation, all right? Don't let it eat you alive. And then we end up building a very good relationship. So I finished the school year out, and that incident made me think about my life. So I love Parkland. I love everything they did for me. I mean, they helped me get my first car, and I appreciate everything they did, but it is a more wealthy area. And everything I've been through in the Southern Maryland area, I know there's kids who are going through similar things that I did. So I made a decision to leave Stoneman Douglas and come back to the Southern Maryland area. I accepted the job at Thomas Stone High School in Waldorf, and if you know, Charles County has a lot of issues out there in the school system. So I took the job, coaching football. I'm the head track coach now. And I run my own mentoring program. So I learned a mentoring program called Real Man Program. I learned it when I was in Florida at a coaching clinic. And now I run it at Thomas Stone. And REAL stands for respect all people, especially women, always do the right thing, and live a life of purpose. And those are the values. Those are the values that I teach them, because kids nowadays, all they think is the gold chains, the money, the cars, the women, is what it means to be a real man. But that's not true at all. You have to respect, nobody holds doors for women anymore, at least at Thomas Stone. It's just so much disrespect going on. So I have a group of about 45, 50 kids I see Mondays and Fridays, and I teach that. Now, I've been blessed, extremely blessed to meet a lot of people in my life. I've been extremely blessed to have my girlfriend from high school. We're back together now, and we just bought a house. So we just bought a house, and I had the opportunity to impact these kids. So I told you, when I was struggling, Coach Sneade let me sleep on his couch. So now 10 years later, I have a house, and I have a kid who's struggling named Kevin, and he came over to the Super Bowl party, didn't have a ride back. I let him sleep on my couch. And that's when he talks about people moving forward and going from generation to generation. I was struggling, had nowhere to go. He helped me out. Now it's my turn to help somebody else out. Hopefully one day Kevin's going to help somebody else. So that's what he says, intentional living. You have to know your purpose. You have to know why you're doing it. There's a lot of kids with crazy stories out there, worse than mine. We have to all come together. They say it takes a village to raise a child. It's the truth, because these kids are on social media. They see the famous people wearing, gold chains, and they want that. But they don't understand that that's not going to get you where you need to be. You need to find your purpose. You need to be goal-oriented and find out what you want to do in your life. So I'm blessed for Coach Sneade to be in my life. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to impact kids, and I know the kids I'm impacting are going to impact the future generation. So thank you for listening to my story.
Love you, buddy.